So today's weekend activity is Telefunken Motorsports in Plainville, Connecticut. Grand opening. These guys put together RSR from 1974 recreations or evocations or resto mods, whatever you want to call them. So let's go in and take a look.
And you know, I'd already done the water pipes, everything.
So I'm with Tony Fishman here at Telefunken Motorsports. Tony, drooling over your cars here. Tell me what you've got here and how long it's taken you to put them together.
Well, I started collecting these cars in my late 20s.
Wow, did you really?
Yeah. A neighbor of mine had a 911, so I was sort of like instantly aware of that car in the neighborhood, and always kind of bottom feeder, buying and selling and flipping to kind of build up to the point where we are now. So it's a private shop. I maintain my own cars here and some for some friends. I do all kinds of small jobs. So I do a lot of car storage. I do a lot of rescuing of cars, buying, selling, trading, and historical preservation. Cars, older cars, especially older race cars, are things that I really appreciate. Yeah, they're, you know, 356 and 912s. 912s was my first Porsche, was a 912, a 69 912. I have a habit of turning 912s into 911s. You know, I own a bunch of cars for the track, for the street.
Yeah, I saw them in there, actually. Would you mind taking us through what you've got in there?
Sure,
Would just telling us the story of some of those ones, because those are absolutely wonderful.
This car started its life as a 79 SC 3-liter.
Oh.
It's been backdated. It was backdated by my friends at Automobile Associates in Canton, Connecticut.
Okay.
And it was my first track car. This car at Lime Rock for me is nirvana, if you will.
Yes.
I really enjoy
Heaven.
driving this one.
Yeah.
My second track car was this 74 Carrera. Belonged to my landlord here
oh, really?
At the property, and it was his track car. This was originally found in Paris Hilton's family's airplane hangar.
Oh, really?
But my friend Brad sold me this car through buying and selling, wheeling and dealing. This was my second track car. This has a 3.6 twin plug motor in it.
Wow.
Both cars have smart racing suspensions. And safety devices, cages. The light blue IROC car in the back has a 3.6 twin plug in it, and that car belonged to Jim Scott and Michael Schromm. Purchased it from Jim Scott and put it in its current livery. That car is set up with a Penske race suspension. It is very fast. Nice car for driving at Lime Rock, but it is an all-out race car.
What kind of horsepower would that put out?
I would say it's probably just under 300 horsepower, being, well, 3.6 liter. Actually, no, it would be probably just over 300 horsepower.
Yeah, but it doesn't weigh anything like a regular.
Yeah, it's all fiberglass hood, Penske suspension. I have 2 sets of wheels for that car. That car is for sale.
Oh, wow. What are you looking for?
You're looking for, I think asking on that is around $50,000.
Okay, that's pretty good value. That's less than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, no, it's a good deal for somebody who wants to get into a track car.
Yeah.
The yellow car is a 76 911S that a friend of mine in Seattle, Washington did the 74 bodywork on. I originally got the car. It was a very good deal. I bought the car. It didn't have any of the livery on it. It was just yellow. It looked like Big Bird, and no one really knew what to do with it. I wanted to make it look like a vintage Le Mans car, so I did enough research to find out who raced with the light yellow.
And you've copied
I found
that
a little model, and from a little tiny 64 size model, I recreated the actual car.
Is that the model inside the windscreen then?
Yes, it is.
So you've copied what's inside the windscreen?
Yeah. From that little model,
Wow.
I came up with getting all the livery. I'm still missing a couple stickers on there that
So
I'm
this
still
is
researching.
literally what we call big boys' toys then, really?
Yeah, it's a great car. The car has Matter roll cage, the Heisman fire bottle system, 110 liter fuel tank, the front-mounted oil cooler, the extra-large oil tank. The engine is a 3-liter. It's numbers matching 3-liter motor. It needs to be twin-plugged. It needs the slide valve and the manual fuel injection.
So here's the thing, the journey is the fun part, right?
Yeah, like, you know, cars take a while to get there and save up and to figure out what to flip or what to get rid of in order to, like, get all the right parts in the right places.
And if I look at the price now, what they're going for, because I keep on kind of the car prices are crazy. They're kind of like it's right around the same.
When I started researching the Telefunken brand, I found out that Telefunken made the original radios in Volkswagens from the 50s and Porsches from the 50s. So the earliest bent window cars had Telefunken radios in the dash. And for me, that was just the end all be all. All of a sudden, these two favorite parts of my life are colliding in front of me.
And what was Telefunken's, you know, back in the day, if I go back to when these cars were being produced, what was their role in Porsches? They were brand sponsors or something like that?
Telefunken had a very unique relationship with Porsche around the time of 1954 through 56. 550 Spyder was introduced. Of course, they raced the first Porsche with a non-Porsche livery.
Yeah.
Was the Telefunken Fletcher Aviation sponsored 550 Spyder that won the Pan American race in 1954.
Wow.
So racing sponsorship was something that the original company did.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to carry that on.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you.